Hello students, let us start our discussion about one-dimensional collision or head-on collision under perfectly elastic collision. Perfectly elastic collision. Okay, so let us start our discussion. Now let us consider that we have two mass objects, one have of mass m1 and other of mass m2, and both are moving in same direction with initial velocity is u1 and u2. u1 velocity containing by the first object and u2 taking by second object. If we consider that u1 is greater than u2, then after some time this mass object collides with this mass object, and after collision, if the velocity attained by this first mass object of mass m1 is v1 and that of the second mass object of mass m2 is v2, then as there is perfectly elastic collision, so the total momentum before the collision and total momentum after the collision is always conserved, and also the total kinetic energy of the system before and after the collision is also constant. So if we apply the conservation of momentum, then we get total momentum before collision of the system. This is m1 u1 is the momentum of this particle plus m2 u2. Because the velocity of both particle is in same direction, so we does not apply the vector form at here, because the direction of the both particle, direction of the momentum of both particle in same direction. Okay, so after collision, if the momentum possessed by first object is m1 v1 and that of second is m2 v2, then equation becomes m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Let us consider this as equation number 1. From here, if we rearrange this, then we get, if we take m1 as common, then m1 and this becomes u1. If we take this m1 v1 at this side, then this becomes v1 is equal to m2, and if we take this term at this side, then this becomes v2 minus u2. This is equation number 2. Now if we apply the conservation of kinetic energy, because the collision is perfectly elastic, so we can easily apply the conservation of kinetic energy. So total kinetic energy before collision, it means half of m1 u1 square plus half of m2 u2 square is exactly equal to half of m1 v1 square plus half of m2 u2 square. So if you take half as common from both term, and this will be cancel each other, and if we take m1 as common from both side, then we get m1 and at here u1 square and minus v1 square is equal to, from here m2 into u2 v2 square minus of u2 square. Okay, consider this equation as number 3. Now we can rewrite it as either write it again, m1 into, if we split this in two different terms, then we get u1 minus v1 and u1 plus v1 is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2 and v2 plus u2. Okay, now if we divide the equation number 4 by the equation number 2, dividing the equation number 4 by equation number 2, then we get, after dividing it, m1 will be cancelled by this m1 and u1 minus v1 will be cancelled by this term, and here becomes u1 plus v1 upon 1. It means u1 plus v1 is equal to, at this side if we divide this by this, then m2 and m2 will be cancel each other, and v2 minus u2 will also be cancelled, and this becomes v2 minus u2. Okay, so from here we can rearrange it again. From here we get v2 will be equal to, if we put this u2 at this side, then we get this here this is positive, so u1 minus u2 plus v1. Okay, so consider this as equation number 5th. Now as we get the value of v2 in terms of u1, u2 and v1, so as our motto is to find out the final velocities of both particle after collision, it means what will be the velocities attained by both particle after collision, v1 and v2. So to calculate the velocity attained by the particle after collision v1 and v2, let us eliminate this v2 from equation number 1. Okay, so by this manner we can easily get what will be the value of v1 in the terms of known value, that is u1, u2, m1 and m2. Okay, so let us put the value of v2 from equation 5 to equation 1. Putting the value of v2 from equation 5th into 1st, we get at here m1 u1 plus m2 u2, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 into v2. So put the value of v2 as u1 minus u2 plus v1. Okay, so if we rearrange this and if we make this u1 term at this side, then we get m1, this m2 becomes minus of m2, and this becomes u1 plus here m2 and here is u2. If we observe right here, then we get minus of m2 u2, then we take this m2 u2 at this side of equal sign, then we get plus of m2 whole of u2 is equal to here m1, and at here if you multiply this and take v1 as common, then from here m1 plus here m2 and v1 becomes as common. So from here we can easily obtain the value of v1. So v1 is equal to m1 minus m2 into u1 plus this m2 plus m2 becomes 2m2 u2 divided by this m1 plus m2. So if we divide this in both terms separately, then we can write it as like this. Okay, so this is the equation for the velocity attained by the first particle after collision. Okay, similarly we can also calculate what will be the value of the velocity attained by the second particle after collision. So if we put the value of v1 nearly equal to itna, exactly equal to itna. So we get the value of V2. So from fifth we get V2 is equal to U1 minus U2 plus V1 means this, means M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into U1 plus twice of M2 by M1 plus M2 dot U2. So if we take U1 as common, then we get from here 1 and plus here M1 minus M2 bata M1 plus M2 plus U2 as common from here, then from here we get minus 1 and plus twice of M2 bata M1 plus M2. So after solving this we get M1 plus M2 plus M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into U1 plus minus M1 minus M2 plus twice of M2 by M1 plus M2 into U2. Okay, so after solving this we get this M2 and M2 will cancel each other, and one M2 is subtracted by this M2, so we get M2 minus M1. Here M1 and M1 becomes 2 M1, so twice of M1 by M1 plus M2 into U1 plus from here we get M2 minus M1 by M1 plus M2 into U2. So this is the value of V2. Okay, so we can easily find out what will be the value of velocities attained by the particles after collision. Okay, so this is two important result. Now if we take some special cases in this, then we will find out some new concept. So let us discuss that special cases. So take case number 1. Now if we assume that the second particle is at rest, it means U2 is at rest, then in this case the velocity attained by the first particle will be equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into U1, and the velocity attained by the second particle will be equal to twice of M1 by M1 plus M2 into U1. Okay, case number 2. If we assume that the second particle is at rest and also M1 equal to M2 and this is equal to M left, so what will be the value of V1? So if we put the value of M1 and M2 as same, then M minus M becomes 0, 0 by 2M, this becomes 0, and the V2 is equal to 2M by M plus M, this becomes also 2M, so 2M by 2M means cancel each other, so this becomes U1. Okay, so from here we can say that if two balls in which one is taking at rest and second is moving with some velocity makes head-on collision, perfectly elastic head-on collision, and it is considered that the mass of both ball is similar or same, so after collision the first ball stops, it means the first ball attains the velocity of the second ball and second ball attains the velocity of the first ball. It means first ball after collision will stop and the second ball which is initially at rest will move by taking the velocity of the first ball. Okay, so this will be the special cases, and many other cases can be arises at here, and you can guess easily after discussing it. So discuss all those terms. Tomorrow we will discuss the collision in 2 dimension. Okay, till now take care. Thank you.